This is Ash, and in this episode of Degenerate Beauty Queens Presents, we're showing scenes from our Beautifully Dead fashion show and an interview with Lyle from Ghoultown. In October 2015, Degenerate Beauty Queens held the Beautifully Dead fashion show at the church in Dallas, Texas, where we featured amazing designers such as Billy Joe Retro from Dallas, Texas, and Zombie Garrett located in North Richland Hills. We were honored to have bands such as Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs and Bit Rot perform. We were also glad to have Satan as MC from Deadly Sins Burlesque and Sideshow. So check it out.
When there's no more room down there in hell anymore, old man Lucifer's gonna laugh and slam the door, leaving us to walk the earth when we die. Make this place a living hell for those left alive. It don't make no difference either way. What do you think we're gonna say? It don't take no death in your life when you're born into the grave. Return of the living dead. Return of the living dead. Return, return, return of the living dead. I walk the dark and narrow path, and that's for sure. Between the legs of someone's ill-begotten roar, playing all my songs on this broken guitar. Funeral procession from barroom to bar. Yeah, don't make no difference either way. What do you think we're gonna say? Yeah, don't take no death in your life when you're born into the grave. Return of the living dead. Return of the living dead. Return, return, return of the living dead. Don't make no difference either way. What do you think we're gonna say? Yeah, don't take no death in your life when you're born into the grave. Whoa! Return of the living dead. Return of the living dead. Return, return, return. Return of the living dead. Return of the living dead. Return, return, return of the living dead.
Hey, check out our interview with Lyle from Ghoultown. Hey guys, this is Ash, and tonight we're here on the rooftop of Wits End with Lyle from Ghoultown. How you doing tonight?
Doing good.
All right, so for some people that don't know this, how would you describe your music?
It's kind of a tough question. I kind of compare it to the middle ground somewhere between Rob Zombie and Johnny Cash. That kind of gives you a ballpark. But it's a really unique band, no particular sound, but we incorporate everything from psychobilly, cowpunk, a little bit of metal, just horror punk, and spaghetti western overtones with our trumpet.
And you're saying horror punk. I've actually seen y'all, I think last year or the year before at Texas Frightmare. Do you do that normally?
Yeah, we've kind of been a part of that for a while. We've performed there at some of the VIP parties, and early on we started doing kind of a horror convention circuit. We'd even just get a booth and sell stuff because it kind of was the target audience. So, we've been a part of Frightmare for like 10 years now.
And I actually just watched one of your videos today with Elvira. How was that working with her?
Oh,
it's a dream of mine.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. It was, like a dream come true, fantasy come true, really. I grew up as a fan of Elvira, and that kind of came from her manager seeing us at the VIP party at Texas Frightmare. And she wasn't there that night. She's like, "Oh, you got to see this band, Ghoultown. It was really cool." And so the next day, I was over at some other table talking to somebody, and somebody came up and said, "Oh, you got to go to your booth. Elvira wants to meet you." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." No, seriously, she's coming by. So I went over there, and she came by and checked out the band, and we got to talking. And later on, we ended up writing a kind of a theme song for her, and then we went out to Hollywood and shot a video for it. So it's just an amazing experience.
Now, and I've seen that y'all have been around for a while, right?
Our first gig was 1998.
Okay. How do you feel the music scene has changed from when you started to how it is now?
Yeah, definitely music trends and fads and the way people approach the business of bands has changed so much over about 16 years we've been doing it. In a way, I think that our band is become more popular because there's more of an open-mindedness about just strange band combinations. I mean, compared to when we first played, I'm really amazed actually at how big our fan base around the world has become, and even playing here in our hometown of Dallas, just how big the crowds are. And I've noticed over time that people have kind of latched on and clicked as to what we're doing. So I've seen a big change in just the response to the band, but also just how you approach making a living as a band these days with YouTube and music being distributed, just everything.
When you're talking about your fan base getting bigger, does the future hold anything for Ghoultown?
Yeah, we're trying to work on a new album. We kind of got sidetracked because I wrote some books and suddenly did some TV shows, which was totally unexpected and kind of took me away from the band. And I did that, but we're really trying to get back and do a new album. It's been many years since we've recorded an album, and like I said, in a way, through the internet and through some of the tours, and the band has a lot of fans that are wanting something new. So we thought, we really should. It feels good that people want that, so we want to do a new album. We're working on the songs right now.
Do your books have anything to relate with the band that you're in right now?
No, they're unexplained creature books, like on the subjects of Bigfoot. And my first book, The Beast of Boggy Creek, was also related to an old movie called The Legend of Boggy Creek out of southern Arkansas. So it's kind of these true life encounters with what people describe as monsters. So it's kind of related in a way to my love of horror and movies and also real life paranormal experiences. So, it's related in that way, but there's no Western or anything to it,
So how did y'all get to the Western side of the interest of your music?
I just had this crazy idea. Basically, I was doing a punk band here in about 1996, and we came up with this, almost like this, a Western sounding riff, and it kind of had this whole attitude to it. And I thought, that's cool. I love old country like Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson, all that stuff. But this kind of had that Ghost Riders in the Sky feel, but just more balls to it, more punk attitude. Man, I love that stuff. I'm from Texas, and I just started getting this idea of this band that had more of a Texas feel to it, but was darker and had played in some of the horror stuff and some of the spaghetti western elements of the banditos and the bandoleros and just almost from movies, the influence from movies. And I just kind of made it up as I went, and you know, it took us a while to sort of narrow down what it was we're doing, but it just kind of progressed like that.
That's awesome. So how do you feel, you know, because you've been around for so long, how do you feel like your band differs from most, you know, bands also here local in Dallas?
Yeah, definitely different. I mean, we're unique, and it does make it hard when you say, describe your music, or who do you sound like. There's really no one thing, and that's good because you stand out, but also you don't have a particular scene. But here, you know, in our hometown of Dallas, we're friends with so many bands. You know, we get to play with so many varieties of music because we can fit in that, you know, we just kind of go with the different bands that we're friends with and the bands that we love, you know, that we come across or that we've had a relationship like Razor Blade Dolls or something. We played many gigs, you know, where they started maybe opening for us and they become a headlining band, you know, and you see this process. And so we just kind of fit into the scene more through friendship than maybe a clique of, well, these type of bands, and that's what we play with all the time, because we don't really, there's no other bands that sound like us.
So with all the bands that you've played with, opened for you, or that you've opened for, what's been your greatest achievement, or saying like a band that you've played with?
Well, two parts to that. The coolest thing was I grew up as a fan of the Misfits when Danzig was in the Misfits.
One of my favorites.
You know, today, like, there's so many fans of the Misfits. It's, you know, once Metallica kind of covered the songs, it really opened it up. But, you know, early on, it was kind of a cousin of punk rock, you know, the Misfits, or they look like Kiss. I mean, that was a very niche band, but I always loved them because of the horror thing. And we were playing in Houston maybe about 1999 or 2000 at a club called Fitzgerald's, and it had an up and down. Upstairs was a bigger venue, and there was a smaller club below, and we're playing in the small club, and it just so happens the Misfits were playing in the top level. And we're playing, and I look over, and Jerry Only is on stage singing. We played a cover of Ghost Riders in the Sky. I couldn't believe it. I just look out, and Jerry Only is on the stage. What the hell, you know? And so that kind of started a friendship with the Misfits, and you know, we did a special gig with him. He brought us to Atlanta, and we opened for the Misfits. So to me, that was sort of full circle. You know, I was somewhat influenced by that band, and just that we became friends, and just the weird way it happened, and then we got to open for him. So that's one of the highlights.
And out of all the venues you've played and performed at, what would you say is your top? As far as audience, or you felt like you did awesome, you did the best you could have ever done?
Oh, yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, there's been so many good shows over the 16 years in different cities, but definitely there's no feeling like your hometown, you know, and especially when maybe you've been on tour and you come back and you play, and you know, every club we've played has been great. I think but the most memorable one would be New Year's Eve at Club Clearview. This would have been 2006 or 7. It was the year that it was the last show at Club Clearview, legendary club in Dallas, and so we basically were the last band to play on that stage. And we had started at that club just opening for bands. We first started Ghoultown all the way up to headlining, and then, you know, we loved the club. We played there so much. To play there as the last band, and it was, I mean, crazy. New Year's Eve, last night at Club Clearview, when Deep Ellum was, you know, a lot of people, and it was amazing. I remember that gig as one of the best.
So with that being said, you know, you're playing a show tonight at Trees. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Well, you know, if you haven't heard Ghoultown, definitely check it out. The best way to know the music is to listen to music. Like I said, it's very hard to describe. And also, you know, we just appreciate our hometown, and I never thought that Dallas would be a place where we could have the best crowds, you know, we have, but it is. So we really appreciate everybody that comes out to our shows and supports the band and has has for many years. You know, I mean, there's people that have been coming to our shows for a decade. You know, and it's cool. We get to know those people. So, you know, just thanks for everything. And if you're a fan of the band and supported us, it means a lot, and it's important to be able to keep going, that you support the music, and you know, we really respect each and every fan that we have.
Awesome. So for people that are watching this episode and never heard of your band before, where can they find out more information about you?
The best place is our website, ghoultown.com, GHOULTOWN.com, and that's got, you know, links to everything you need there. Available on iTunes and Amazon, and directly from us, and wherever finer music is sold on the internet. You know, and we've been out doing some tour dates, and you know, just check it out, get on our mailing list, and hope to see you, you know, one day on the road.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for letting me pick your brain tonight. Awesome hanging out with you.
Definitely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. This is Ash here at Wits End on the upstairs roof. That's it for this episode. Keep on rocking. That's it for this episode of Degenerate Beauty Queens Presents. Until next time, check us out on Facebook at Degenerate Beauty Queens and on Instagram at DBQ Productions. Until then, this is Ash, and I'm out.